If a cheap, safe, and easy to find ingredient was readily available today that made almost all of your food taste better, then why isn't almost every chef and home cook using it? This is loaded with natural occurring glutamic acid. Now, lots of things are loaded with natural occurring glutamic acid. Meat, poultry, fish, eggs, and dairy products all contain natural occurring glutamic acid. Even mushrooms, tomatoes, tomato paste all contains natural occurring glutamic acid. Glutamate, which is the salt of glutamic acid, is mostly responsible for the savory flavors or umami flavors in your food. Now, glutamate is the thing that gives cheese its cheesiness, and the longer cheese ages, the more glutamic acid is present in the cheese. That's why a lot of people say that this kind of has a cheesy taste. Now, this ingredient right here is not just glutamic acid. It contains no gluten, soy, or sugar. It's loaded with protein, calcium, riboflavin, thiamine, and other vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants. And this is nutritional yeast. It's what I think every home cook, chef, and recipe creator should really start exploring. And they should start exploring with it a heck of a lot more often. This has been on the market for over 50 years. It's mostly been marketed to and appeals to vegans and vegetarians. But over the last few years, there's been a fairly large boom in the use of nooch. That's one of its fun little nicknames, along with savory yeast flakes. Nielsen has reported that sales of nutritional yeast has increased by 20% in the United States between February 2019 and February of 2020. And just 4 days ago, Veg News reported that nutritional yeast is going to become a $1 billion market by 2032. That's insane. Now, like I've said, it's packed with flavor and vitamins, but it's also commonly fortified with extra things like B12 or folic acid. If you're looking for the fortified version, make sure you read the labels. And a lot of health blogs claim it's a superfood. I'm not gonna make any of these claims, I'm just letting you know what I've read. It has been said to help anxiety, stress, energy levels, supporting your immune system, skin, hair, and nail health, along with a load of other things. Now, I don't know how much of that is true. There's a lot of studies on it, but we're probably gonna have to wait for more studies to come out for definitive answers. But what exactly is this? Nutritional yeast is a deactivated yeast. It's a whole cell inactive yeast that contains both insoluble and soluble parts. Most often, it's the strain of yeast called You know I can't pronounce things, so here it is. Wonderful. It's most commonly known as brewer's yeast, which I wish I would have said that from the beginning. It's grown on cane or beet molasses and then fermented. The yeast is then harvested, washed, pasteurized, then dried. That's the part that makes it inactive. To get the flakes, they spray a thin coating of it along sheets and allow it to dry. Once it's dried, that coating flakes off and turns into what you see here, which is sometimes referred to as fish food. The yeast is dead, it's inactive, it's not usable anymore as a leavening agent, but it can be used as a dough conditioner, and I'll talk about that in a little bit. Hey gang, real quick, let me tell you a little bit about today's sponsor. Green Chef is a CCOF certified organic meal kit company with options for every kind of lifestyle, including keto and paleo, vegan, vegetarian, fast and fit, Mediterranean, and gluten-free. These exciting and delicious meals support a healthy lifestyle while keeping mealtime interesting without sacrificing taste. And Green Chef makes cooking easy so you can spend less time stressing and more time enjoying delicious home-cooked meals. Green Chef's always changing variety of easy-to-follow recipes means there's something new to discover each week so you never get bored. And I love these meals. Every time Green Chef nails it. It's super good. So gang, use my code SAUCEDASH135 to get $135 off across 5 boxes. Plus free shipping on your first box. Go to greenchef.com for more details. That's $135 off across 5 boxes using code SAUCEDASH135 at the link in the description below, or head over to greenchef.com. Green Chef, thanks for sponsoring today's video and always providing me with these incredible meals. I love you guys. Thanks, Green Chef. Now, how the heck do you use this? Sprinkle it on everything. I'm not kidding. No joke, everything. Monica and I use it a lot on popcorn. You could sprinkle it over popcorn just by itself or mix it with some garlic powder, some garlic salt, whatever flavors you want, and then top it on your popcorn. It's a game changer. Rebecca Ferkser, a freelance writer and recipe developer in Manhattan, said she uses nutritional yeast when she needs more umami, that savory flavor. She uses it when a dish doesn't need any more salt and cheese isn't a right addition. For her, sesame noodles, salads, rice, roasted veg, all toppings that I think really would benefit massively from nutritional yeast. You can make a simple burger seasoning with some nutritional yeast, a little bit of garlic powder, black pepper, and salt. You wanna talk about an umami flavor on a burger? You're gonna lose your mind. Come on. In sauces, it works great. Pasta, it's a no-brainer. I mean, like what you're adding to marinara sauce is just a massive boost of the already present glutamate. Makes the best part of good pasta sauces even better. Now, it's most often used as a cheese substitute, that's for sure. But the flavor, the savoriness, the umami, that also works great to make soups and stews. Toss a little bit of this in some boiling water or in some vegetable broth, and you're gonna end up with an incredible, savory, super rich, really flavorful broth. I mean, it's really good. But what about some of the other uses? Now, I mentioned it earlier, but Tim Chin, who's a professional chef, food writer, and recipe developer for Serious Eats, discovered that nutritional yeast works as a dough relaxer when he was trying to come up with a method for better hand-pooled noodles. It works as a dough conditioner, and from what I'm reading, it works better than most commercially available dough conditioners. And now for my favorite flavor addition with it, macaroni and cheese. So I wanted to test an idea. Monica and I just bought some Chow plant-based mac and cheese. I wanted to see if I added it to half and had Monica blind taste them, if she could tell the difference between the two and which one tasted better. So let's see what Monica has to say. Okay, baby, just tell us which one of those do you think tastes better?
All right, this one for sure. So this is a little cheesier. It's creamier. You know, this one is a little bit, actually more watery, a little bit, you know, but this one has like a nice, like richer, cheesier texture for sure. Really like this one. I think it's drastic. It's definitely like a lot better. It's a lot different.
I didn't try it, so I want to see. I'm really curious.
So really like rich, more richness to it.
Yeah, there's more flavor to it.
Yeah.
And there it is, nutritional yeast. It's the one ingredient that I think more chefs and pro home cooks should be experimenting with. Try it out, test it. I love this ingredient. It's packed with flavor and proteins and all that nutritional benefits that we talked about. You can find it in most grocery stores, and every grocery store that has a bulk aisle, it's almost definitely going to be there. So now the question is, will you be adding nutritional yeast to your pantry?